My son died from the war because he never came back home. They sent somebody else home, but it wasn't my son. He wasn't their soldier, he was my son. The police had received several calls saying that there was a man on the bridge, and it looked like he was going to jump. And he did jump, or fell.
I can't say that there's an hour that goes by in any day that I'm not thinking of Iraq in some capacity. To see human bodies reduced to stains, literally stains, kind of sticks with you.
22 soldiers commit suicide a day. 22 soldiers a day are killing themselves.
By the time we knew what was going on with Dan, he was gone. They all were there together, they fought together, they came home together, and they were still okay, and it was when the unit broke apart. Everybody started falling apart, including Dan.
His first trip to the VA, he came home with 8 prescriptions.
Oh my God, yeah.
Stuff to wake up, stuff to go to sleep, stuff to increase his appetite, stuff to take his pain away.
He went on Oxycontin first, and then we progressed right up to heroin, and then we're on fentanyl. And we as parents do not want any other parents to have to feel the loss that we have felt.
We need the American people to understand the problem.
We're doing a huge disservice by bringing these kids back and handing them a baggie full of pills and throwing a check at them.
One of the guys was killed right next to Josh. That was the day that haunted him for the rest of his life.
This is going to be a generation of men and women coming back that really feel that they have been abandoned.
2012, there were more U.S. military suicides than active combat deaths. How can you not try to do something about that? I used to think about superstardom and playing to, thousands of people, but now I think of how to make a difference. I used to think when they come home, it's over. Well, it isn't, and it's never over. Whether you like it or hate it, it's our troops, y'all, and they deserve our respect and our support.
He drinks whiskey, takes pills to kill the pain that dulls the memories that dog him every day. He swears on the bottle that her reasons for leaving were lies, but he can't see how hard he's trying to hide from the ghosts in his eyes.
Another day, man. Another day.
It ain't over. Soldier coming home. Yeah, it's a tug of war. Peace is hard to find, 'cause he's got demons running wild in his mind and ghosts in his eyes.
There's an outpouring of love and attention to these young men and women when they come home. It's just as that wanes and you're not in that uniform, it becomes more and more a struggle sometimes for soldiers to be able to understand, so why did I do this?
I would tell him how proud I was of him, and he said, don't be proud of me, and don't call me a hero. Don't ever call me a hero.
Like, all you do is dream about coming home when you're in Iraq. Then I get back and I still think I'm in Iraq. How is that?
My expectations were that my experiences in Vietnam were put up on a shelf and go on with my life. You know, that day hasn't come yet.
I had to kill people, and I had to put my life on the line. I had to make sure my friends wouldn't die.
The images that pop in my head that nobody else can see.
After that first suicide attempt, you know, when I pulled the trigger, it was the darkest point of my life.
My life has been screwed up for a long time.
People look at you kind of crazy because they can't understand what you're going through.
You've had a bullet hole in your arm. They'll tell you fix that in 2 seconds. But this needs more work, a lot of work.
He came home a hero with medals on his chest, but glory faded. Now all that he has left are the visions of the heartbreaking things he's seen and still just can't talk about. You could tell the war's still raging on inside by those ghosts in his eyes. Ooh, it ain't over. Soldier coming home. Yeah, it's a tug of war. Peace is hard to find, 'cause he's got demons running wild in his mind and ghosts in his eyes.
When you see a soldier or a Marine who's given a limb for this country, there's no stigma. We thank them for their service, and we celebrate their heroism back here, learning to walk again. We've got to do the same thing with PTSD and TBI.
My dad is a hero. He fought for this country. He sacrificed so many years of his life. He's seen friends get killed, and now he is trying to get help, but everyone is just ignoring him.
Because Martin is just another number. That's all he is. If every member of Congress had a son or a daughter that went to war, we would probably not be fighting wars anymore.
And when they say they don't want the help, they're lying to you.
You know, if you come back in the coffin, you don't have to worry about mental issues.
The byproduct of the war is just death and trauma. The people do survive.
Soldier coming home. Yeah, it's a tug of war. Peace is hard to find, 'cause he's got demons running wild in his mind and ghosts in his eyes. So when you lay down in peaceful sleep tonight, won't you say a prayer for all the soldiers living life with ghosts in their eyes?
Jackson was sitting in the door and out. That was awesome.
Larry, all right. I'll see you again.
All right.
You don't have to support the war and what it stands for, but you have to support these guys that have sacrificed.
They signed that contract and they're willing to die for this country.
There are hundreds of thousands of our servicemen and women that need our help.
The common idea that's out there is that this is terminal, it's not fixable. And it is fixable. There are ways out of the darkness.
For the majority of Americans who know they owe a debt of gratitude to the men and women who have served them in uniform, who have sacrificed for them, they can do nothing better than to help veterans, to help the future of the country.
Get these kids off of medication, prevent suicides, and also give hope